Hello, it's Jeff Hartman, the Neptune Man. Hey, today we're going to talk about another washer you do not want to buy. I know in the past we've been looking at the Whirlpool Duets. I think we've done 4 videos now. So I thought, well, the Maytags and the Kenmore Elites, well, they've got washers too because they're made by Whirlpool. So I want to point out those models so you can keep an eye out for those, and you don't want to buy those models, okay? Because the bearing life is shorter than usual, it seems. I've got some calls where people own the Whirlpool Duets and the machines are only 3 years old. So they had to make a decision. Hey, do I want to scrap this machine, or do I want to pay $600 or $700 for a new tub? So it's a decision you don't want to have to make, and you shouldn't have to make it. Okay. So today we're going to look at the Maytag MHW3505FW, and we'll see what happens. And it looks like the tub halves are glued together, and the way you can tell that is because when you go into the assembly, the parts assembly, you can see that it's this one piece assembly. Okay, let's go take a look at that. Now here's a picture of the actual washer here, Maytag. This is off the Maytag website. It's a MHW3505FW. That's a 0, not a letter O. So that's what it looks like if you have that machine or if you see it on the side of the road. Now if you go into the parts here, we got the model number in here. You go look at under the tub and basket parts, you'll see that they show number 8 is this whole assembly here, which is the tub, the inner basket, the baffles and everything. You got the spring clamp, and then you got the door bellow. Now if you go look at an older Duet, you've got the rear tub, you've got the front tub, you've got the basket, all separate. You can order all these parts separate. The baffles you can order separate. Okay, that's how you tell the difference. When you go back to this other washer here, the Maytag 3505, you got one big piece right here. Okay, and that's one big honking piece. Now if you find this machine on the side of the road, it might be okay if you take it, if you reach in first and just see if the tub is loose, and then that's how you know the bearings are shot. That's probably why it's out by the curb. Or if you see one on Craigslist for free, maybe free pickup, it might be okay because you can actually take some parts like the pump, the struts, electronics, the pressure, the analog pressure sensor. You can take that out, and then you could piece those out and sell them, and make a little profit. Until we can figure out a way to change these bearings, get these tub halves apart, because they don't show the clips on here. So I doubt you have to glue in that. They may not even put clips on these. It depends what they're going to do, but I've heard they're going to eventually weld these, ultrasonically weld the 2 tub halves together, and that probably makes it easier for them because they can use a machine, a robot, to do that welding or gluing or whatever, and instead of putting all those clips, because you got to hammer all those clips on. So I guess it's probably faster to just take a machine that can weld that together. And it might be a better seal because you've you actually ultrasonically weld those 2 plastic pieces, and chances are you will not have a leak there. But if they can make the bearings and seal last longer, it would be a pretty good deal. You wouldn't have the need to change the bearings and seal. Okay, so again, here's the older Duet. This is a WFW8500, which is a Duet Sport. And you can see the rear tub. And at one time, they also sold this separate. This is the spinner support, or they call it a support bracket or a cross arm support. There's different names for this thing, but it's the spider. There's 3 arms and a shaft. And they used to sell them separate, but they quit doing it now. Now you got to buy number 11, which has the tub and the spider is one piece, and that makes it a little pricey repair if you damage your shaft. Okay, or if the arms corrode and rot away and it breaks, and you got to replace this, you got to buy the basket with it. And that's I think they did that to so you don't have to stock as many parts. Okay, so there again, there's a picture of the washer. And we'll go back to this page and washerbearings.com if you want to look at it up. And again, to look at parts, you just go to washerbearings.com/parts. And you should be able to do it on your phone, I think. So if you're at a store, Home Depot, H.H. Gregg, or whatever, appliance store, you can look up these models and see if you can tell if it's a one-piece tub. And again, you just go to look for number 8 there. That it looks like they were the same on the Duets too, number 8 for this whole assembly. Okay. So if you have any questions, please leave them below, and I'll see if I can answer those for you. Okay? Or if you've actually experienced this bearing failure, I'd like to hear about that too. I'd like to get a good feel for how many people are actually having bearing failures prematurely. 3 years I would say is premature for bearings on a washing machine. Okay? Unless you're like at a laundromat and you're running this thing 24/7 or something. But for general residential use, 3 years is just way too short to lose a machine like this, okay? All right, this is Jeff Hartman, the Neptune Man. If you have any questions, please contact me. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.